Okay, I guess I gotta be real careful about facial recognition, the new rules with YouTube, all the copyright strikes I've been getting, the deleting and the non-viewing of a lot of my videos. I had to delete a shitload of videos in the last few weeks, as usual, but more than usual. Um, and it makes it almost impossible to call people out. But I'm just gonna have fun with it, and I've thought of some other creative ways to do all this and still be able to call people out. One of the things I'll be doing is I'm gonna send a message on camera to these people. That's going to be one way that they cannot ever say, "Oh, I never got the message. No one ever told me you made me a 100 or 200 part series," or, I'm not going to be able to say anything like that. It'll be a given. I'll do the message in front of them, and they'll, if they never get back to me, then they don't get back to me. No big deal. I move on. This particular person that I'm on the channel now, I'm going to have to change names. I'm not going to be able to even refer to their names because the algorithm hears the names. If you don't have permission to use their channel, then you're going to get copyright strikes, or they'll just delete the video. So or shut the channel down and lock the channel up, or whatever they're going to do. So this all started a couple days ago. The next layer of rules and regulations. So I guess I'm going to nickname her Susie. That's her name is not in the title of her channel either. That's not her real name. I don't think I even remember what it is. She took that name from a book, from a famous book, Suvibird or some shit. So, anyways, I'm just gonna call her Susie. Anyways, everybody that comes to my channel is gonna know who I'm talking about. There will be enough details in the actual videos to let anybody know, who it is I'm talking about. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the Hiztory channel. Suvibird has a lot of things on her channel that I wanted to go over with her. What I got out of it, what I got out of watching her channel. I spent a week or two going over her videos and stuff like that. And I'll try to talk directly to her as if she's going to ever come to these. And I'll start by saying this. I don't point the camera at myself because I'm not an entertainer. I don't want to be bothered with the entertainment end of this shit, okay? You guys out there that were all fucking with me for the last couple of years on YouTube and stuff like that, you guys are all entertainers. Many of you are. Not all of you. Some of you are minion, and some of you are the minion of the entertainers. But these big entertainers that I was calling out, they should have went and looked at what I was talking to them about. Hopefully one or two of them did, but majority of them, it seemed like, just wanted to fuck around. They either didn't see it, didn't believe it, did believe it and hiding it, knew about it already and hiding it. I don't fucking know. But all I know is nobody's doing anything on it. So I'm still chucking away at it. I'm still trying to show people the system. Now, when I listen to Susie, whatever I'm going to call her, Susie, when I listen to Susie talking, it sounds to me like she would get this. It sounds like she would get what it is I'm trying to show her. Susie, the spiritual end of things that you feel all around you. I'm trying to think of the words of how I'm going to explain this, but the spirituality that you believe you feel all around you, right? That's real. That's true. So when you hear me talking about, God and Satan and not believing in any of that shit, I only mean is that, what I mean by that is that not in the sense that we were taught, not in the sense that we were programmed. In the sense that we were programmed, it's not like that. And the real reality of it, and the truth and the reality of it, is that you can see it. You can see it all. So that's all I'm trying to tell you. I mailed you in the bell like 8 months ago, and I never heard back from you. But then again, I didn't come near this channel again for a long time either, and that was due to another point I want to bring up to you. The entertainment part of it that I'm accusing you of, Suvi, is that your camera is always on you, and I know that that's what the audience wants. I know that's what the people want to be entertained. They want to see your face while you're talking. I don't believe in doing that because it's not about me. I'm not the entertainer. The system is the entertainment. Seeing the system that I'm trying to show you, that is the entertainment. And instead, I get accused of it being boring because no one's looking. They won't look. They'll look for less than 5 minutes at a time. They'll see one or two images and then they run away. Okay. But on the other hand, some of you out there that you might be on the awakening and you might really wake up to this and you're going to see it all. And it's pretty fucking incredible to know that all those spirits that you're talking about all around us and everything, well, let's just call it an energy. You can see it. You can see it now. What I'm telling you are the triangular shapes that are all around us. From the veil to the ground, these triangular shapes are. And all of us are made up, built by these triangular shapes. We're all built by these builders. Okay, and the builders are triangular. You can see them. You will see them. It sounds crazy, but trust me, you will fucking see them. If you take a little time and go watch the videos that I'm making for you, at least the series that I'm making for you, and you'll maybe start to see it. Now, I've said that before many, many times to many, many of the people that you know, and maybe some of them you consider your friends, and none of them came forward. So, who knows? Santos Bonacci, never heard from him, only heard from his minions. I did hear from Matt from Quantum Conscience, but I never seen him do anything on what I'm trying to show you. Brother Sanchez, never heard from him. Suvi from a New Earth channel, never heard from her. Jamie Lee from A Plain Truth, heard from him just to tell me he's too busy and he doesn't have time to look at stupid shit or whatever, however he worded it. Never, I heard from Dell, but not under any public viewing thing. Dell just came in as his real name and his real channel, his personal channel or whatever, and chimed in, but he didn't have much to say on it either. Neither did Gav from Beyond the Imaginary Curve. Brian Austin Lambert, I actually got to work with for a couple months, but what I noticed about Brian, and I will talk to you personally about it on video, whatever you want. It's not no secret. I'm not in the secretive shit. But what Brian was, he was just, I thought it was Brian when he came in. I already knew it was Brian. But when he came in, he'd already come in under other characters first. Then finally, when he came under this character, I said, well, let's just see. Maybe he's just wants to know about it and he's just too embarrassed that he didn't already know about it. That's a possibility. Or let's see if he does know about it and he's going to try to throw me all over the place in different directions. And it was the latter. He just came in and tried throwing me in all different directions of wasting my time. Just dragging my feet and everything like that, which has happened with other people as well. I get frustrated with that. That's why it's nice kind of just working alone. But I had to play along. And I learned a lot of things from working with Brian, because if I just went in the opposite direction of where he was trying to go with me, then I was all set. It took me down another road where I learned shit. I learned a lot more things about the Metellus by playing that game with Brian. I learned a lot more things even about the system by playing that game with Brian. And I learned more confirmed evidence that he was just fucking with me and it wasn't going to be anything serious, For example, he could never print up a moon. He couldn't print up a moon, but yet he's got a flat Earth model sitting right behind his head on the wall, right? He can print up that. He can print up an AE map model, one of those, AE maps you print up online. That he can do. But when you ask him to print up a moon, the month goes by, 5-6 weeks goes by, and you still haven't printed a moon. Get the fuck out of here. So it's different shit like that. And then even with the clouds and stuff like that, when he was supposed to be doing digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the cloud level, He was doing it on days where there were no clouds. He was going out the side of his window instead of the front. All the opposite shit of what I explained to him and everybody, for that matter, what to do. No filters. Couldn't get any video of the moon. Couldn't do, so it was just obviously he was just fucking around. Another big one too was a good one was he couldn't do it. Couldn't glue an eyepiece on his telescope, for example, on his phone to go do the moon, but yet he could make these intricate bracelets and shit like that. Oh, which is another thing too. I learned a lot of wrong directions. Don't bother going down. At least I don't know what they are, anyways. With the Metellus, and I'd like to add that to this series. I'm going to add that to you, Suvi, for your parasites. And I got that information from doing just that with Brian Austin Lambert. I just went opposite direction of where he was trying to send me, and sure enough, it took me down the trails to learn more about the Metellus. So I just played along, just got a lot out of it. So what the hell's the difference, right? And he's a nice guy. I'm fine with him. He's probably just doing his job, He's doing his job. He's a distractor, and he's got to distract people. So, I mean, I got no problem with him. I really don't care. Like, I had people come in telling me that he's, a cult leader and he's a Freemason. It's no shit. Who cares? Big deal. Everybody is. So I don't really care about that. So I got a lot out of it. Anyways, so if you wanted to come ever work with me, this is the invite again. This is going to be the second invite, and I think I'm going to start this video off, and I'm going to start bringing you in. Now, I went through all your videos. I'd like to scan my camera right across them right now, but I don't want to be bothered with copyright infringements, which keep happening all the time. Every time I look around at anyone else's channel, this is what I get. So I'm going to do it in a slick way. I'm going to try to change the names to protect the guilty and all that kind of shit. And I'm just going to point out things as I'm going along. Now, Hiztory Channel sucks big wang. I don't even want to be bothered with the fucking Hiztory Channel. Really, I just have to do it to finish up your series, because Hiztory Channel is so fake ass fucking phony baloney, man. Everything is CGI'd. Everything is cartoons, drawings, paintings. Nothing's ever fucking real. So I said to myself last week or the week before, I said, okay, I got to go start looking in at Suvibird's videos and start seeing what I'm going to go in on. Am I going to go in on some trees that she's walking by, or some clouds that are in in their car she's driving, and she got some clouds in the camera or something like that she don't know about. Let's go. I know she's got this video where she's out in the woods and stuff like that. Maybe I'll go in the trees. You're kind of a similar situation. The camera's always on you. You're an entertainer, obviously, because you like doing, which is fine. I mean, it's not for me, but if that's what you like doing, that's fine. All I'm suggesting is that you should come to these videos, work with me for a series or something like that. We'll even add another 100 parts to your series, and then all you have to do on your end is digitally collect the electromagnetic nanocarbon, which is easy. Aim the camera at the ice, aim the camera at the water, aim the camera at the trees, aim the camera wherever, and then I'll go in and remaster your videos for you, and we'll work together with permission to use your videos, just like I was doing for everybody else, just like I was been doing all along. That's my way. And then if I don't hear from you, then I know that you just, you don't get it. You don't get it. You don't see it. But I think you might see it, you might get it. The imagery, once you start soaking it up, you're going to realize it, really look at it. You have to look at it. All right, let's put it this way. You claim that you're looking for truth. You claim that you're looking for reality. Here it is. I'm offering it to you. I offered it to you 8 months ago, and I don't know if you ever came over to the channel to look or not, but I did send you that message. I don't think you ever came and looked. Because if you did, or you did and you came in under somebody else's name, I don't know. And then when people ask me questions, I usually get fucking pissed right away. So maybe I was an asshole to you and you came in and asked, I don't know, I'm just guessing. Could have been something like that as well. And you said, boy, what an asshole. I don't want to be fucked around. You know how YouTube is? Yeah, exactly. So you got YouTube assholes, you got YouTube themselves, you got the YouTube fuckballs all over the place. It's on every level. 7.8 billion of these zombie fucking slaves. including us. So I don't have time. I only got 30 years left, and I don't want to fucking waste them dilly-dallying and doing stupid shit. So anyways, you got on your videos, you don't really have much for me to go in on either. Unfortunately, you have a lot of CGI shit too. Even your parasites, which is something else that I want to get into before the series is over, and I'm only planning on going up to about 100 parts on this series, so this is going to happen pretty quickly. Even this video is already running long. This was only supposed to be a 5-minute fucking chat, and then I was going to move on. The parasites, okay. The metellus, there's something called nanometellus, and I'd like to take you through the biometellus, the hybrid biometellus, the electrometellus, and the nanometellus, the electromagnetic nanometellus. EMNC, I call it. M&Ms, I mean. I'm sorry, M&Ms, I was calling them. Electromagnetic nanomites is what they are. So anyways, they're everywhere. You cannot fucking get away from them. But the thing is that the body really they really do a number on the human body. All animals, all creatures. They are a fucking bio nuisance. And I want to just mention to you while I'm doing this video, you're doing a video on those parasites. Well, them parasites ain't shit, man. The parasites are fucking microscopic. They're not even nano. I'm going to guesstimate that about... I didn't want, I got a habit of exaggerating shit myself too, but this is stuff that you can just, I have evidence for. I mean, I've been doing the research. I don't have CGI pictures of the metellus. I've been fucking experimenting with coconut oil and blowing these metellus up at every freaking level and doing this at every level. So I've actually got, where's my collections? So I have every different type of metellus. Every different type of metellus in different jugs in all these little containers, from everything from inside walls, sewer pipes, household areas, dryers, washing machines, all these different nanometellus now, by the way. So there's nanos, electros, bios. So I've got all these different metellus that I've been collecting for about a year now, probably total. But I'm getting better and better at collecting them. So the human body, every part of the human body, so individually collected and put together this way, so that when I finally find somebody that's somewhat fucking awake, I can do something about that. Hold on, I gotta set the camera back up again. Okay, so what I was going to say is that, so I collect them everywhere from the human body. The respiratory metellus from the eyes, deep down in the ears, the lungs. The respiratory metellus seem to be all up in the head area. The most impressive and amazing thing about these fucking metellus to me, well, one thing is that it was all my life. They've been here all the time, just like the EMNC. Why didn't I ever see it before? Why was I listening to doctors all my life telling me all these other things? I mean, this counts for fucking, I'm talking acne, Crohn's disease. These are the ones that I can prove for sure. Acne, Crohn's disease, diabetes, cirrhosis, the other one, Mercer. These are all proven now to me anyways. I've got the evidence I need to know that the metellus are related to, I believe, every sickness and ailment known to humankind and beyond. All life. This is the answer. If you can control the light spectrum, because the only thing, I've got ways to kill them with light. I was going down roads with Brian Austin Lambert about killing them with magnets. Unfortunately, I don't know what the right frequencies are in order to do that. And Brian was throwing me all over the place on that, so I kind of gave up on it. And so, but what I do know is the bio kills and the bio cures, and I also know the answers to a lot of them, and I can explain how to watch them. The point I'm trying to make at the moment, though, is these parasites that you're talking about, they're nothing compared to the metellus. The metellus, tens of thousands of metellus can be traveling on one tiny little microscopic parasite. So a microscopic parasite could be carrying tens of thousands of nanometallus on one tiny little microscopic parasite. It's pretty amazing. They're so fucking tiny. So you can blow them up with the coconut oil to the point where you'll be able to feel them. As far as seeing them, well, that's another story, because whenever I can get them to a size for anybody to see them, it's the same as the electrometallus. The electrometallus and the nanometallus do not have legs, they don't have eyes, they don't have mouths, asses, they're non-shitters. At least so far, that's what I'm seeing. Now, some of the sicknesses, when I look at the characteristics, there might be some nanometallus that are shitters. We know that there are bios that are both, non-shitters and shitters on the biometallus. So I try to do is track the characteristics of them in order to see what sicknesses and ailments they're actually causing. And just to let you know, the Lion Mama Kona 19 virus, it's a fucking metallus. It's a fucking respiratory metallus, because all pneumonias are respiratory metallus. All pneumonias. And that's provable. It's not even no fucking doubt in my mind. I can prove that. All right. I'm going to go to your bell up here. Let's see. Bell. Can I do this? Subscribe. I don't know. How do I do this? So I guess I have to go on to one of your videos. Let me pick one. Parasite protocols. So parasite protocols, I'll go on there, I guess, and then I can message you. I'll do it from that video. I guess so, but I can't show your face.
Sorry it's been so long. I've just been working really hard.
Okay, I gotta turn your volume down because they'll have voice recognition, and I'll get copied on that. So I can write you here. Let's see. Add a public comment. Okay, and then this should go up to your bell. You'll get this on your bell, so I don't have to worry about you not getting it. What, am I not signed in? Why won't it let me? There we go. Okay. Let me pull back so I can get what it is I'm doing here. Where is it? I think that's it. Alright. And I'm not going to get real heavy into the metallus unless you come in. Not on your series anyways. I'll wait until I do something else on them to one of the doctors or something. And I really want to, I'm dying to do a series to do with Viper TV. I definitely want to do Viper TV. So if I do Viper TV next, I have to think of a new name to title them that will still get their subscribers to come in and look. And then I was thinking about doing Viper TV with someone else who I've known and liked for a long time, which is Harold Kotz. And I just got to change Harold's name, which I've already done in another series, so that's no problem. So my message to Suvi. Hi. My eyes are about. I'm halfway in the dark here. I made a 100-part series for you with Hiztory Channel. Hi, I made a 100-part series for you with Hiztory Channel. Please take a look when you have time. Okay, so I'm not going to repeat everything I just said to you verbally, which is, Suvi, if you ever come to any of these videos that I'm making for you, in this video here especially, just come on in and let's make another 100 parts, and we'll add it to your series, and we'll make it together. And that's it. Okay, okay, comment, good enough. So now that's that. It's on there. And you're doing the whole PayPal thing and everything too. Yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean, what the fuck? I don't really care about none of that stuff. I'm not even gonna bitch about anyone being superstars. If people want to, be stars and stuff like that and be entertainers, it's what everybody wants, really. So I mean, if I'm gonna get this message out that I'm trying to share with you to millions and millions of people, well, someone's got to do it, and it ain't gonna be me. That's my whole point of calling everybody out. So let's see. I explained about a little bit about the Metellus. I explained a little bit about the parasites. Throughout the video, I kind of explained shit. So I'm doing okay. I don't have to really give a lot of detail. I've done a lot of other series to other people. The videos are all still up. I'm just going to continue on because I'm really fighting the copyright strike thing. And I got to figure out where I'm going to aim this camera so that I'm not getting strikes all the time, They got facial recognition, so I can't be aimed at anyone's faces. Even when it scans by the right of the screen or anything, nothing goes on. It's fucked up. So what I'll have to do is I was looking for some shots where you're showing maybe showing some skin. Let's be nice about it, right? So if you're going to show some skin in some of your videos, then I was just going to aim the camera there and then do the sound and stuff like that, do it differently, and this way I could still call you out that way. So I don't know how the fuck this is all gonna go. I'm at 26 minutes already. Let's go back to your videos here. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta get off of that. Can't do that. Hold on. Okay, I guess I'll just close this out by mentioning that one of the things I liked about you is that you are instinctually correct about a lot of things that you're saying. When I'm listening to your videos and stuff like that, and by the way, your videos were sent to me. I was turned on to this like 8 months ago when I first messaged you, and I believe that was Brian, or it was Richie from Boston, or it was one of their minions. I don't know, but somebody turned me on to your channel, and then once I went and looked at it, I was like, oh, okay, she might be getting it. She just might be somebody else that's going to get it. Then when I seen all the people that you were into, like especially Brian Austin Lambert, so I bought into that shit too. Oh, that's what I was mentioning in a video I was doing the other day to you in the car, and it got deleted. I didn't even delete it; it got deleted on its own. And I was talking about some Brian Austin Lambert stuff, and there's quite a bit of things that out of that model that you'll be able to take and prove to yourself that were not true. Like the ice dome is not necessary, that kind of thing. It's not necessary. An electromagnetic nanocarbon system, it's a carbon, it's all carbons, and some at their most purest state, and I think you're going to be able to understand it all. So I was kind of explaining some of that stuff. Hold on, let me see if I can find something else here. Yeah, no, so you don't have nothing left on Brian S. Lambert, don't have nothing on his channel anymore. Okay, look, I was bringing this up the other day, though, and I think it's pretty interesting. So when Brian Austin Lambert did his videos, remember he had the plasma hit, and there was the loud noise, this really loud fucking thing from the plasma hit and everything, okay? And he turns the volume up on his end. He warns you about it, and he says, this is really loud, so you might want to turn down your... He's got control of the volume on his end, too. He didn't have to have it up that fucking loud. There was something to that. There was something to that sound resonance. I'm still working on myself to know what the fuck it is, how they're controlled. The 60 hertz, that's everywhere. There's 50 to 60 hertz is everything is fucking 60 hertz. It's unbelievable. There's got to be something to that. I don't have a lot of time to figure all that shit out, too. I mean, I got a lot of shit going on myself with trying to figure all this out. And like I said, I only got 30 years. But anyways, what it made me think of when I realized that had something to do, there was some sine wave that was being sent to us, anybody that was going to watch his videos, that was the chance for him to whack us with that sine wave, whatever it was, whatever that frequency was. Okay, now think back to the first time that you watched the Zeitgeist movies, the first one, first of all. The other ones too, but the first one more importantly. Remember that when you saw the first time you ever watched the first Zeitgeist movie? Okay, and then when you watched it probably 2 or 3 times. You probably watched it other times too, even after the first time, right? And then after you watch that movie, years are going by, time's clicking by, you talk to other people that watched it. Something about the sound, the sine waves on that video, on that movie, whatever. The narrator's voice gets harder and harder to hear, so you have to turn the volume up, and it's and all this fucking weird shit, right? You went and you watched it anyways. It didn't, you suffered through it. Let's put it that way. You suffered through it because you thought the things that he was telling you were really just that important, and you really needed to hear this. It sounded right up your alley, right? Right. And then some point down the time goes by or whatever, some of your friends that you might consider more normal, that may not be so conspiracy thought and just regular Joes, go do their job every day and they're not fighting. It's good slaves. Put it that way. They're just good slaves. They're not fucking complaining. They just do their shit, right? All right. At some point, one of them is gonna say, "You watched that movie? Fuck no, I couldn't take 5 minutes of it." They're gonna tell you. I turned it on. I tried watching it because everybody was talking about it, but no way, man. I heard like and all this noise and shit, and I said, "Fuck this," and then I even tried skipping through to the middle of the movie, and they were still doing it. So there was no way, man. I couldn't listen to that. My ears were coming out, and my eyes were bleeding, and all this. And you're like, yeah, that's true. You think to yourself, that's true. I wonder why I sat through that, because it was fucking torturous, right? Okay, then within 1 to 2 years after watching that Zeitgeist movie, all of you were all woken to the flat earth concept. That's when your minds were all ready for the idea that we were not on a ball. Because before that time, you just thought you were on a ball. We all did. Everybody thought we were on a ball. There was a wake up for certain people. There was a wake up signal in those tones for the Zeitgeist movie. I'm sure there were other places too, but they were there too. Unfortunately, they woke up to more lies, because the other lies were the other programs. The flat earth program was already there. It was already ready for you. So when the whole flat earth concept came out, your mind was ready for it. You'd already been triggered. Anybody that was going to be triggered to a flat earth concept had already been triggered during those times, during the Zeitgeist movie, during the whatever other ways of turning it on, right? To hitting that signal to say, wait a minute, because otherwise it's just too hard to believe that you're not living on a fucking ball. I mean, 7.8 billion people all believe that they're living on a ball. So for us to finally wake up to the idea that we weren't, it took a lot of balls. You had to be really sure about it. When you looked around, you said, wait a minute, they lied about every fucking thing we've ever been told, from ships sinking to bombings to wars to fucking Bibles to, it's all been a lie. Well, it took us 10 years of going down a lot of different rabbit holes in order to realize that, right? Okay. With all that said, there was something there that with the Zeitgeist movie and the Awakening. But unfortunately, like I said, the Earth is definitely not flat, right? You can go outside your house. I see you walking on mountains and hills and shit like that. So the terminology is right away. You know it was a psyop. The whole thing was a psyop if they're using the terminology flat. Now, if there was another word, I mean, we're the English language. No one can make up a word that works easy and comes out of the mouth. Comes out of the mouth nice and easy, that describes a bumpy, rocky, terrainy, watery fucking existence of a, Earth. I mean, come on, think about it. I can think of like 10 different things that we can describe it differently, they just don't work. They don't roll off my tongue easy. They don't come out right. They don't sound. It's not. It hasn't been part of the program, so no, anyone hears it, it doesn't roll. It's not going to roll. But the flat Earth terminology that rolls right off of fucking 2 point something million people's tongues, no problem. But still, you're only 2 point something million. It's not like you're part of the 7.8 billion. The 7.8 billion, they all believe that they're on a ball. So it's kind of useless to argue flat when we know we can look to the left, look to the right, and see that it's not flat at all. Okay, I was going to jump back to the Metellus again. The fuck was it? I was going to mention about that too. Anyways, all right, so I sent you the message. I sent you the message saying I made the series to you. I'm looking at your videos. I'm watching them. I'm gonna go in on a couple of them again later. I'm gonna try to pull some imagery out from a couple places that you're walking around in the woods, things like that. I'm gonna do that, but I can't, unfortunately, because of the new rules, I can't talk about it. I can't tell you where I am. I can't, mention it to anybody, to my subscribers or anybody, because, you know, but again, your camera is aimed right now. I'm watching all your videos through, and your camera is either aimed at yourself, or your camera is aimed at you and your friend. Your camera is aimed at CGI computer shit. It's all CGI. Everything so far has been CGI'd, or paintings or shit like that. A couple photographs. Like one of them is that what the hell is it? That dual sided both there. They are the sepsis. We are the cure part two. See, there's a lot to know. You're on the ball with all the blood shit that you're working on, and going through that kind of stuff too. I could help you out with all that and show you, and you'd be able to understand it better. It's electromagnetic nanocarbon system. It's the electrical system. The human body is just another energy. All right, and so when the soul or the spirit leaves the body, like you're saying in one of your videos, and it goes back to the system, that's exactly right. All of our ancestors are all around us, but unfortunately they don't care about what's happening in our bio world. They really don't. You can watch them build all fucking day long. They do not care. They don't care. They don't see up, down, left, right, backward, forward. They don't give a fuck. None of the shit that we do in this bio world, dude, our ancestors do not give a fuck about. So if you think that you're gonna, your energy dies, your bioshell dies, falls to the ground, and then up your spirit goes back into the electrical system, yes, that's true. It's all around us. We can see it now. But to think that that light source, that energy, that spirit, that soul, to think that it's somehow going to look back at the mortal world and say, oh yeah, I want to go be born again and come back. I don't see that. I just don't see it. It's once the energy leaves the body, it's going to be like, holy fuck. If anything, it was just going to say, this is the evidence. I'm telling you right now, once you start watching these builders build, you're going to realize this is exactly what's happening. And that's our energy, when we just get put into a bioform. Now, which ones, hey, Alf, it's really just feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast to get those souls, those special energies. But another thing I'll mention about that, all the Santos Bonacci shit with all the astrology and everything, it all works. It just doesn't work the way they claim it to work. It's all electrical. So when we start looking at it as an electrical thing, if you're born on a certain day under a certain stars or certain what they call planets, which are not really planets, but when you look at this whole mechanism running, especially now that I know about, that's another story too, one story after another, the moon map model. When you're using the moon map model to align everything up, you say, oh, I understand now, because if you're born under this particular energy, when these things are all lined up in this certain direction, then so many species, whether it's a feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, I don't know, whatever ones are born on that day or that time, that exact time actually of that day as well, I'm sure is going to make a difference because it's all so specifically run. It's fucking programmed. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable to watch, and you can see it all. And as I said to other people too, you can hear it. Obviously, you can feel it. Um, but unfortunately, we all get taken down these fucked up roads and to the wrong paths instead of just going and looking, feeling, hearing, all for ourselves. We don't do that. Everyone's always looking to be entertained, unfortunately. So I don't know that this will go anywhere. I don't have any hopes for it. I'm just doing it for the fuck of it. I just feel like it's, I don't know, my duty as a as a pain in the balls to bust everyone's balls. But I don't see anyone ever really awakening. I don't foresee that really happening. I think again that was just another program that we got to make us feel like we were awakening. They got this whole fucking. I'm gonna do a series on it too. I'm gonna add it to the Matella series. But the Lion Mama Kona 19, the Lion Mama Kona 19 virus, man, it's fucking bullshit. It's been around the whole fucking time. The chicken pox is another one that's on the Metellus list. The Metellus is responsible for so much shit. And then when you add certain minerals, heavy metals, mercury, whatever, if you want to up the aluminum, up the mercury in a human body, up it, and in the air and in the atmosphere, okay? That means that our electrical system, the electromagnetic part, to even be more specific, is not going to be able to function properly. It's not going to be able to do things properly. So the proper frequencies required to kill off the Metellus in the human body, they existed before. We've had them. Light sources. Another good one, and it's provable. When you go to Lowe's, they're now selling those lights that are killing off the virus, right? It kills the virus, they tell you. That's what I've been telling people all along. If you go with just like going into a tanning bed, the ultraviolet light is definitely working. And when you work with ultraviolet light around in your house, you don't look directly into it, but if you just keep it on in your house and it's catching out of the corners of your eyes, even here and there, your body will soak up that light and you will naturally kill off these Metellus that way as well, because there's certain things that kill the Metellus, and then there's some things that Metellus just don't like the taste of. You can experiment with them on every level. The plants and the animals are the best way for you yourself, when I'm watching your videos, for you to experiment with them. Because once you understand that they're in the vegetables just the same way they're in the meats. Right, so it doesn't really matter. Then once they're in our bodies, these Metellus, because they're coming in through the plants if you're eating plants, and and a million other ways they come into our bodies. So if your body goes acidic for any reason, then fuck it, it's all game over. They can populate so fucking fast, it's unbelievable. I'm talking the colon, the fucking intestines. They'll tell you got Crohn's disease. It'll be athlete's foot. It'll be foot funguses. It'll be telling you all this shit at the doctors, and really it just comes down to being another Metellus. You can watch them work as well. You can watch them all work. So I'll get into all these things before I end your series. I'm already only probably 20, 25 videos away, so it'll be quick videos. I'll be hoping to hear from you in the next week or two while I'm finishing your series. If not, I'm just pushing on to the next series. I don't really have a lot that I can go on with yours, like I said, anyway, because it's just mostly you showing yourself and stuff like that. So, if you want to, everything I wanted to say, I think I've already said. So, no big deal. All right, I'll be back.